We concluded day one of the SCAC men's basketball championships with the final men's quarterfinal game, the number 6 seed Schreiner University Mountaineers and the number 3 seed Southwestern University Pirates. They took on each other in Irving, Texas, with a spot in the semifinals on the line, and boy, what a game it was. For only the third time in conference tournament history, we saw not one but 2 overtimes. How did we get there? It was a slow start for Schreiner. Southwestern went up 10-0 early on in the first half, really holding Schreiner scoreless for almost 7 or 8 minutes. But the Mountaineers came, clawed back, got back into it, kept it close, and went down at halftime 29-23. That's where the Mountaineers made a move. They got their offense rolling, and they were quite effective as they took the lead in the second half and held the lead for most of the second half. However, they could not close the game as Southwestern got a late bucket from Adrian Johnson to tie the game at 59 and send it to overtime.
It's grit and fight are two great words, and just willing ourselves to we're not done. You know, we don't want this to be it. And then having to, we have guys that can do a lot of things, but sometimes you got to do defense, offense, substitutions. But we set a great screen on the ball, and Adrian was able to get in like he did most of the night. And make a big shot, and it's in tournament time. It's big players making big plays.
The last couple of minutes, I think we were down 1 or 2. I think it was 2. We know we needed a rebound. Basically, what we do is, you win or you go home. So we battled, got that rebound, and I believe I was able to score the layup to tie the game. Then I came out the game for a defensive stop with Connor, and we stopped them to take it to OT.
So we played 1 overtime. Teams went back and forth. Southwestern this time had a chance to win it, and they could not. So we went to a second overtime, and again, the teams continued to battle back and forth. Such a great game, but at the end of the day, the Pirates were just a little too much as they took the victory 81-76. Leading the way for the Pirates, it was Ryan Ogden off the bench with 13 points and 5 rebounds, 6 of 10 shooting. You had Chris Molina off the bench as well, 12 points in the contest. Adrian Johnson added 11 points and 5 assists. You also had Chris Lee and Zach Whitlock with 4 steals each, as well as Blake Scott and Whitlock with 8 total rebounds.
I think those are the most dangerous teams that we knew going into this season. We had younger guys that hadn't played much that were good players. We had older guys that had gotten better and stepped up. And it's, everybody out there is a threat, and that's the biggest thing is you play motion, and different guys can contribute, make shots, get rebounds. We had a bunch of different guys that get big rebounds tonight.
We're brothers. Everybody on the team is important, from the people that don't play. Like, they push us in practice, and one thing about us is that it's always a different high score, each game. We share the ball. If somebody's off, we give the ball to somebody else, so, we help them get into the game, and we've been doing that all year, and we'll keep on doing it, to stay in this tournament.
On the other side for the Schreiner Mountaineers, you had Steven Guerrero leading the way with 20 points and 7 rebounds. Chris Pena with a double-double, 13 points, 11 rebounds. Jared Thompson added 10 points. As Keenan Gums also threw in 9 points, 4 assists each for Hollis Robinson and Steven Guerrero. From there, the Pirates will move on and take on the number 2 seed Centenary Gents tomorrow evening, I should say, at 7 p.m. in Irving, Texas.
Rest. I'm going to tell the team to drink lots of water and definitely rest, ice up, and get ready for a big battle. Centenary, as long as I've been here, we only beat them once, so I think we're like 1-5 or 1-6 with them here. But I'm glad that we play them to try to go to the championship and eventually hope we can come up with the win.
Great job, Abe.